Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, a local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And I chose Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Yep. With Natalie Portman, because she was in...
The GOAT.
She was in Leon the Professional, her first movie, so I wanted to do a recent movie that I saw of hers that I really, really enjoyed, so this has kind of been on my to-watch list on the podcast for a while, so it gave me a good opportunity to do it.
I just got to point out real quick before we get into this and get serious. Jennifer Jason Leigh?
Yeah. Lee.
She was Dr. Ventress?
Yes.
That chick is the ugliest hot chick I've ever seen ever.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what it is about her face that I was just like, there's nothing really going on, but like, somehow she's still hot. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
Did
how
you not get that vibe at
That's
all?
how you're going to start the podcast.
I'm
Like,
just
she's
saying,
the
like,
ugliest hot chick I've ever
Like,
seen.
that's I couldn't quit thinking about it.
It's
the whole
because she's a
fucking
very
thing.
attractive woman, but her character
She looks like
was
she's boxed for 12 years before she started acting. Something's up. Like, I don't know.
I think
yeah.
she's a very beautiful woman. Yeah,
It's like a weird.
It might have been
like,
her character that.
I feel like I've seen her in other shit though. She always looks this rough. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So this is a movie from Alex Garland. You haven't seen any of his movies except this one. Ex Machina was his first one. Then he did this.
nah, I saw the trailer for Ex Machina and I just remember thinking like, oh yeah, that looks dumb. I don't want to watch that.
Dude, that shit's wild.
A lot of people say it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Or a crazy fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. Oscar Isaac is great in that movie. I love him in that movie.
He's in that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's what I was gonna say. We got to give Oscar Isaac a shout out because he's good and everything.
Mm-hmm. So before we crack into this movie, we were talking, I don't remember what episode it was, but I was talking about how we need to let females just be leads in movies and stop making it such an exclamation point.
Mhm.
And I feel like this movie is such a perfect example of that. This was just a movie with a bunch of females and just let it be a movie.
Yeah, and they all fucking.
What are you talking about?
These all chicks, all these chicks were supposed to be super fucking smart, bro, and they all died very dumbly, in my opinion. And I also recognize that dumbly is not a word, but like I'm just saying, proving my point even more.
But I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Nah.
So like people are always up in arms, like more women need to be in movies. You guys let this thing bomb. This movie bombed at the theaters.
Also, I love fucking Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
There's nothing I haven't seen her in that I didn't like her in, and she's good in this too.
Yeah.
And my boy Benedict Wong. You know what I'm saying? Half the MCU's in this fucking movie, dude.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, like
This
that's
dude
the thing
goes,
now.
oh,
Yeah. But
you always say that.
I mean, it's true though.
I think who doesn't want to be a superhero though, bro?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he's a goat too. I respect his opinion on it, but like, I mean, come on, dude. I get not wanting to do like 10 fucking movies, but like to be at one time, bro. Like one time, get to do it. Like it'd be cool. Like, give me a character that gets killed off. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Dude, it was great at the
That's all you're
premiere.
gonna get. That's all you're gonna get.
It's cool, man. It's comics. They can bring me back. No, they won't. They won't.
They won't though. Give you a prequel.
Anyways, so this movie is it's about Natalie Portman's character. She is a
Biologist. She was in the army. She served.
She also served for 7 years, and that's where she meets her husband, Oscar Isaac, who is I don't remember his name in this.
Kane.
Kane. Yep. And that's weird. I thought it was Cain. That's weird. Kane, like the wrestler.
Yeah, like the wrestler.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, the movie starts off, there's this meteor. It's like a golden, bright little meteor just comes up out of the sky and hits this fucking lighthouse in San Francisco, I'm assuming.
Can it be an alien ship?
Maybe.
Yeah. Something
from not of this world.
Okay. There we
strikes a lighthouse.
I just don't think aliens are riding around on meteors is the only thing.
I mean, I'm sorry. How many aliens have you talked to? I didn't know you were an expert
Fair point.
in alien travel.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of people riding around on rocks.
So this big old like
Shimmer.
The shimmer happens and it's like a dome. And it's like it looks like a bubble.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
I thought that was kind of cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many times have we seen the dome? Or you know what I mean? The structure. Like even like Avengers with the fucking Wakandan shield. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars with the Gungan shields, and you've seen it 100 times, but this was like, I thought, a really cool way because it just looks like something you could just pop.
Right.
But it's like a whole fucking nightmare. So anyways, her husband is a super secret, like, military covert guy, you know? And he doesn't tell her about these missions he goes on. He just goes on them. And this one, he's like super secretive. He doesn't say shit. He's just like, she's like, oh, you're leaving on this day. He's like, I'm leaving today. Like, I just fucked the shit out of you for a reason. I'm going to war.
Yeah.
And she's like, something feels different. Like, you won't tell me anything. She's like, you never tell me anything, but you really won't tell me anything.
Well, the cool thing about this movie is those parts you're talking about are sprinkled in throughout the movie as like drop back. What the fuck am I trying to say? Anyway, callbacks. Thank you. And so you kind of slowly understand what's going on in Natalie Portman's life that leads her.
It's like all in her head.
Yeah. So him going on this mission and being so like distant from her, you start to learn more about the relationship as the movie goes on. I like that it slowly unfolds.
Yeah, it definitely keeps you interested in it and what's going on. Until later on, but I'll get to that.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then it cuts back to my boy Benedict Wong is in a hazmat suit, and Natalie Portman's in quarantine because she is now the two people that have ever come out of this fucking bubble alive.
Yeah, they've sent armies, they sent all kinds of people, and they never come back.
Fucking bunch of Rambos out there, scientists. Nobody comes back with a pulse. Nobody comes back. And they always had these theories. There's like two theories. Like, one, they either fucking got killed by something, or two, they killed each other. They went crazy and killed each other. So Natalie Portman comes and gets interviewed by Dr. Ventress, and she's like, you're a biologist. She's like, I could actually use somebody like that, but like, you know, you're also crazy as fuck or whatever. So what the fuck happened? And yada yada. And she's like, my husband went away on a mission and came back because, oh yeah, I guess I kind of skipped that part.
I mean,
but we don't know he went, right?
We don't know till later in the movie.
Right.
You don't know why she's going. So she meets up with Ventress. What happens?
Oh, that's right. My bad. I was at Wong.
Yeah.
He asking her what happened.
Yeah.
You know, and he just starts ramming off these random names at the time because we don't know who they are. And it's her team.
Yeah.
And she's like dead or whatever, missing. And
oh, right, because the husband comes back and she's like, where have you been? He has the answers. I don't know. And then he's
looking at her like he doesn't know who the fuck she is. Like, he knows her, but he doesn't know her.
Right.
But
he starts to bleed and he's like, I don't feel okay. And then next thing you know, they're in the hospital or the ambulance.
He's fucking throwing up blood. It's Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah. And then the fucking military CIA pulls them over, yanks his ass out, and
Area
drugs
51
her ass.
Boys.
Right. Drugs her ass. She wakes up, and that's when she meets Voss. Okay.
She's like, let us go. They're like, shut up, bitch. Fucking hit her with the needle, right?
I was going to say that's dirty.
Immediately, dude. You know? But, so then that's when she's getting interviewed by Ventress.
Right.
And she's talking about your husband went into the Shimmer. And we, up until this point, nobody's lived. And I watch this thing every day. How the fuck did he get out? And
she wants to know if he said anything, if he did anything. Does she know more?
She's like, he didn't fucking say anything. He didn't say a word, you know, pretty much. And I thought it was a really good scene between the two of them when he came in. And obviously her fucking love of her life's been gone for a year.
Right.
And her emotion, how she's just like so overcome with fucking joy that like, and disbelief that how the fuck is this man still alive? Like, he's here.
Yeah.
So she just like fucking jumps on him and she's trying to kiss him with all this fucking passion and love, and he's just fucking taking it, but he's not really doing anything.
Right.
Like, he's not even kissing her back. And it's just like a really good thing because you're like, what the fuck? So you automatically know something's up with this fucking guy.
Yeah. Sidebar. Do you like Natalie Portman?
I fucking love Natalie Portman.
I do too. But if you really think about it, like, she's a good actress. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of people that don't like her. They don't think she's that great. But
she has movies that I don't give a shit about, but
right.
I think that the ones that I do love, like, I think they're fucking classics.
Yeah. And I always think about that. Like, there are some actors that I just like, I don't really care about. I'm like, they're not that great, so I don't care.
You want to talk about range? You want to talk about diversity?
Yeah.
My girl can do action. My girl can do drama. My girl can do thriller. My girl can do fucking horror, comedy, fucking musicals, man.
Yeah.
She is a fucking generational talent.
Yeah. I always think that too, but
if anybody has a disagreement that, you're entitled to your opinion, but I just want to let you know, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Because Natalie Portman
we're team Natalie Portman.
Yeah, all the way.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to, since you were talking about her acting, I figured I'd throw that in there.
I think she's great, man.
I think so too.
I think she made bad movies tolerable. Like, she's the only reason I made it through those fucking Star Wars prequels, bro.
The one you gave me. Oh, never mind. That's not the same girl. Never mind.
Yeah. She's the V for Vendetta, bro. Like, she's just so good. Like,
yeah.
There's others, you know what I mean? I could, I just can't think of them at the second. But anyways, yeah, back to that. But so she gets interviewed by Ventress, and she's like, do you want to stay? And like, she's like, I could actually help him. Like, I'm a biologist. And
I like that they made all the women smart too. Like, they're all like masters in their field.
Yeah, I got a good joke about that coming up.
Of course you do. God, you just want to get us canceled. Like, I'm trying to say positive things about this woman movie led by women, and they're all smart and everything. And you're like, fuck these women.
I'm going to say so many good things about this, about the women empowerment and stuff about this movie.
Okay.
I'm also going to point out some very real truths too.
Well, stay tuned.
But anyway, so she's like, lets her on the team, but not like on the team. Like, she lets her out of the cage or whatever, and she's walking around, and she's kind of sitting out on this patio type situation, and these
she meets the team.
Yeah, these girls are out there, and she's like, do you think we should introduce her? Oh, bring her over. And each one of them is like, a specialist in a field. There was like I don't know, I couldn't tell if she was like British or European or something, like Sasha. And then you got Tessa Thompson's character, who was a
combat medic.
Was she a medic?
Well, I know the lesbian one was.
That one. I'm talking about the other one, Tessa Thompson. She was she was like a botanist or something.
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
Or ecologist, something like,
They're all scientists in different fields. I don't remember exactly.
Right. But hers had like something that like they needed for this trip too.
Right.
And she's a biologist, so it's like the fucking dream team of, scientists.
Right.
And they even point out before they go into the shimmer, they're like, no, this is the only thing that's a different variable than the rest of these, is we're the only women that have ever gone into the shimmer. She's like, everyone else has been loaded down with guns, men signed, whatever. But
like you said, a bunch of Rambos.
Exactly. So, but I thought it was funny though that they still went in with guns. Like,
I mean, yeah, they're not dumb.
Yeah, but they were just like, we're women and like we're gonna make a difference in here. And like they still went in with guns.
So they're not allowed to have guns because they're women.
Saying they're not allowed to have guns, but don't act like it was the guns that got them killed, and you're gonna do it too. Like, you didn't go in there with all hugs and fucking ambition. Like, we're not gonna make friends with whatever's in here. Like, we're going to fucking kill some shit too.
So I don't understand the argument, but
I mean, they fucking shoot everything that they come across to this fucking thing.
There's an alligator with shark's teeth. I'm sure I would shoot it too. I'm not gonna go in there.
Shark's teeth. It just had multiple rows of teeth.
No, it had shark's teeth. She literally says that in the movie.
No, she goes, it's got rows of teeth like a shark. And she's like, yeah. She's like, that's not normal.
Semantics. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I get it. And it was albino. That was cool too.
Yeah, when I learned about shark's teeth, that fucking scared the shit out of me. Like, it's just like a conveyor belt in their mouth that just like completely is just like always making teeth throughout their whole life.
They go great on necklaces. But so yeah, the team goes in and she's like, I'm gonna go with you. Yeah. And Ventress is like, you're fucking crazy. She's like, everybody else here, they got their reason. She's like, you want to go to, she's like, I want to try to save him. And she's like, I need to find out what happened to him.
Right.
So they all go in, and it cuts to back to her, her and him, and then that's when you hear about the mission and the fact that he went, and it shows how much they were in love and all that good stuff. And then it cuts to her waking up in her tent, and she gets her gun and she goes outside, and everybody else is already up.
Yeah, they realize days have passed and they feel like they just got there.
She's like, she's like, based on the food rations, she's like, we've been here 4 days.
Yeah.
She's like, how is that even fucking possible? She couldn't remember setting up camp. She couldn't remember anything. And then Ventress is like, all right, we're going to head to yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, they're going to the lighthouse, basically, because that's the center of it. They're trying to figure out what's going on, what's causing the shimmer, da-da-da-da.
Right, nobody's ever made it to the lighthouse. And
they have a lot of encounters on the way.
Really?
Yeah.
So at first, they go and they find this trailer that's half in the water.
Yeah.
Not a good sign already.
And she was talking about how there's different plants, but they're all growing from the same vine. And she's like, how is this? This isn't possible. These are different species of plants that are growing up the same
one because they're all off the same.
Well, I was going to say, in the beginning of the movie, she's talking about cancer. You know, how cancer like multiplies and, mutates or whatever. That's important on what I'm going to talk about later in this movie. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick to tie in with this multiple species growing on one plant kind of thing. And yeah, they go into the house in the water, I guess.
Tessa Thompson's like, yeah, nobody's been here forever. And then, of course, she gets snatched the fuck up. Which, by the way, is that like the weakest fucking alligator ever? Like, first of all,
he grabbed her bag.
Yeah. And how did she get out of it? Because they death roll as soon as they get somebody.
Yeah.
So she would have been gone. There's no, but it's got my fucking ankle. No, you're dead already. Anyways, I let that go. It's a movie. I get it.
Yeah.
She gets away and they it's really cool. You get to see Natalie Portman go ham on this fucking thing with a M4.
So she's really, she really served.
She still remembers the fucking military training.
Leon the Professional. She learned how to use guns. She carried that all through her life.
And I mean, I feel like in other movies she's used guns too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
She's the professional.
Yeah. They should have made a sequel. I'm telling you.
Still can.
Still can. Holler at me for the script. I'll produce.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, they kill the gator, and that's when they lifted up the mouth and they find the shark's teeth and all that.
Right. They were talking about how impossible it is to cross, species or whatever, and they go on that little rant, and they keep going, and I'm trying to think what was the next thing. I know what they run into. I just don't remember the order of what
they go to the base.
They go to the base.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They go to the base and they said this was the last, or this was the post. She goes, this was the shimmer post or whatever before it engulfed it.
Oh, I see.
And then they go in and they see all these like army cots and look like these soldiers have been holed up in here.
Yeah.
And
this is where they find out the last team was staying at, and that's when Ventress finds the tape or the memory card, and
right.
That's when they find out what happened to the last team.
Yeah, man, it's pretty sick.
It's pretty gross.
They Oscar Isaac cuts one of his team's fucking stomach pretty much off.
Wide open.
Yeah, just takes it off like a sunroof. A can of tomato soup.
Yeah.
And then like you see this dude's insides like moving like it's a snake or some shit. Mm-hmm. And Oscar Isaac even puts his hand under one of the things that's moving, and he's like looking at the camera like a fucking frat boy at spring break.
look what we're doing.
And so they're all freaked the fuck out, and she's like, that was a trick of light. She's like, his fucking insides were moving. And everyone's like, fuck it, we're going back. And Ventress is like, we're not going back.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's like, obviously that's her husband, and she didn't tell any of these girls. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
She didn't tell any of these girls. Except Ventress. Ventress knew, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go, and Natalie Portman like runs away to like fucking break down and cry because obviously she can't show emotion while they're watching the video. And they go follow her, and she finds a fucking swimming pool, and it's that guy that got cut open. he had obviously died, and then he had turned into like a fucking
modern art painting.
Oh man,
that's what it looks like.
It's crazy. Like, you know what's up? You know that shit's sitting in somebody's house right now.
I know, right?
Like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't want it like inside, but like I would still think it was cool. You know, it's a good like backyard piece. Keep away fucking burglars and shit. Like,
oh, definitely. I'm not breaking into that house.
oh, fuck that.
Yeah, right.
But so yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, he had turned into like this plant monster, like, you know, thing, and then just like died. But all this vegetation is like rainbow colored and shit, and she's like, look how it masses to the wall, or to it's like it's like a tumor.
Yeah,
like it's embedded in it. Right. And they're like, we got to make camp here tonight. And she's like, I don't want to fucking stay here. Like, you know.
Well, you don't have a choice.
So they do anyways, because they're like, we got the best vantage point or whatever.
Right. So Voss is on watch duty.
Yeah.
And Natalie Portman can't sleep or whatever. She wakes up
for a little bit.
Yeah. So she goes and talks to Voss. And
that's when it shows her fucking her colleague or whatever. The other scientist guy who's married. Like the person she had an affair with.
Oh, right. The flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's when we find out his name is Daniel. Her and Daniel have had an affair. This is before Kane left. Mm-hmm. Like the way it's pieced together, it's hard to follow. But
I thought it was after he had been missing.
Yeah,
I thought she just felt guilty because like he wasn't dead, and you know what I'm saying, and she was doing that.
Right, but as the movie goes on, you kind of realize this has happened when Kane was before he goes into the Shimmer. And that's why whenever he leaves, he's so cold because, you know, he knows about the affair.
And that's why he's like, doesn't give a fuck about going. Because of how much he loves her.
Right.
So yeah, while they're staying, she wakes up, she goes down there, and then you hear something like rip a fucking hole in the fence. And they're like, something's in here with us. And of course, by this time, the other chicks have woke up and they come out there. And they're all standing there, and then the sweet one, the cool, you know, the nice lady, she was the first one to get it.
Cass,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She gets, I thought it was Sasha.
Nah, Cass Shepard.
Oh, Shepard, that's right, Shepard. Mm-hmm. They kept calling her Shepard.
Yeah,
Shepard gets it in the neck by the bear hyena thing. Fucking massive thing. But yeah, it takes her out in the woods. So the next day they get up and they go and look for her on the way to this town that they're going to. It's like a town, whatever.
Right.
That they evacuated or whatever.
Mm-hmm. When they're looking for her, Natalie Portman comes across these like deer.
Those are cool as shit. They look like Pokemon.
They did, didn't they?
They did, dude. I think there is a Pokemon that looks just like those things.
Yeah.
President Sue.
But yeah, these deer that
had like branch antlers. It was cool shit
with flowers on them and stuff, and they were mimicking each other's movement, and they were almost like mirroring each other, which is important.
Yep, that's what is it called?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, man, we are killing it with the vocab today, dude. When one is off, the other one pops right in, dude.
Right. But then after that, she does find Cass, and he killed her, or the bear killed her, so she reports back to the team that she's dead.
She's like, did you find her? And she's like, yep. She's like, is she dead? No, she just fucking stayed behind. Like, I bet she's dead. Like, anyways, they keep going, and that's when they find like a house in the town. Oh, but it's sad, but it's beautiful. Like, these people had turned into like plants.
Well, or the plants turned into people. Well, yeah, it's the mesh. The whole thing is, the girl explains it, is the Shimmer is a prism, but instead of for light, it's for cells. And so it's taking our cells, splitting them apart, and splicing them with other species. So what's happening is like these people are made out of plants because the plant and the human, you know, DNA got like intertwined or whatever. It's super cool. It's super imaginative and
very colorful.
Yeah, a lot of cool things to look at.
This movie looks like a fucking acid trip.
It does.
At the time while they're in the Shimmer. Which, by the way, great name.
Shimmer, yeah.
Shimmer. Like, I want a Shimmer. You know what I'm saying? Good marketing anyways. So they stay in a house, and then the military chick, Joni, she loses her shit.
Because that's where she finds out that
that's her husband.
That's her husband that was in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts losing her shit. She ties them up. She doesn't know if she's going crazy or if they're going crazy. And then by far, one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie.
Anybody that I ever said or anything I saw after this or whatever, that's about this movie was, everybody thought that this was the greatest scene of the movie, was the bear.
I mean, it's the scariest scene. I wouldn't say it's the best scene.
Well, that's the thing. Or it was like one of the scariest things they had saw in years. Like they almost shit their pants at the first sight of it.
So I was talking about how the DNA is like intertwined. So when this bear was killing Shepard, it like absorbed part of her
brain, everything. You know?
Yeah, it absorbed part of her. So whenever he's yelling, it's actually her screaming for help, and it's fucking terrifying.
Chilling.
Yeah. I feel like he just had this scene in his mind and then just made a movie around it.
Probably. That does make a lot of sense. You gotta get there. How are you gonna get there? It doesn't matter, man. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about this, man. This is the thing. It's like one of the fucking. It's like, I don't know. It's probably one of the things that bothers me. She's like, don't react. Like, it's not a fucking T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Like, it's not gonna stop killing y'all. But it keeps like growling, so it'll be like, help me, or whatever, screaming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's trying to like, it made it seem like it was blind, and it only find them if they were like
reacting.
Yeah. Doing something.
Well, there is that thing with bears, like female bears. I've heard allegedly that if you go into like the fetal position, they'll try to like paw at you, and if they can't get to your intestines, they'll like leave you alone. Because that's what they're going for. They want to like rip you up open from the inside. So
that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, I think, talked about that.
Yeah. That's why I learned all my bear information from Joe Rogan.
When he said that fucking bear took a swipe at that moose and broke its fucking back, I was just like, yeah, that sucks, dude.
He was telling a story where a team was in Antarctica and there was a polar bear.
Yeah, and it kept going closer, and
it just grabbed a dude.
Took him off
to another iceberg and just ate him alive. Like,
right in front of him.
What the fuck? Fuck everything about that.
Oh my god! Fucking dude! God! Oh no! You know, like, what if it started at like his feet, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I'm sure you're trying to get away, so it's probably your leg, your arm. You know what I mean? It probably took him a minute.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, as horrible as that is, they usually start with the intestines. They like rip you open. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's still the worst possible fucking 2 minutes of your life when you bleed out. But like, oh, yeah. That's why I never fuck with bears, man.
Right.
You know,
I just don't fuck with wildlife.
I like the wilderness, bro. I just don't like being in the wilderness, like a cabin.
Right.
You know, or like a super nice B&B. That's got like bulletproof windows.
Yeah, I don't want to be out there with a tent.
No. Yeah, it's got to be like an RV or something. Yeah, something that like, I got shit in here. This bear can't open fucking doors.
Right.
Can't turn locks. But yeah,
this fucking bear like kills the girl.
Yeah,
rips her throat open.
Yeah, because Joni hears
takes
the
her
scream.
whole bottom jaw off. I was like, oh fuck,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Natalie Portman again, man, with the fucking M4 or goes to work, takes this fucking bear. Like, this bitch took a whole magazine before it fell.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing is like how hard some of this shit is to kill. So
they get up the next day, and Ventures is like, we got to go back. Or not Ventures, they don't even talk about going back anymore.
Well, the one girl that was talking about the inner splicing of the DNA.
Yeah, Tessa Thompson's
so
like,
she
goes crazy in here.
So she was talking about, or they were talking about earlier, how she self-harmed to make herself feel alive. You know, you've heard about that. Like, she feels some kind of connection, some kind of like, I don't know. That's the best way to put it. Like a connection with this shimmer. And she thinks
she understands it.
I wouldn't say she understands it, but she enjoys it. She sees what it's doing and she likes it. So she kind of walks off and becomes a part of the shimmer. She lets it do its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever she's seeing the plant people, she like looks at it with, envy almost.
She's like, this is the most beautiful thing.
Right. So she kind of walks off and, becomes one with the shimmer. And that's what happens to her. It's like off screen stuff. So
yeah, she's really the only kind of like plot hole, if you want to even call it that. Like you kind of get what happens to her, but you don't. You know? But I really thought her character was. I think they could have gave her something better. Like it would have been cooler to watch her like get.
It would have been cool, but I think she was there to explain the shimmer and what it's doing to everyone's DNA and cells and everything like that. So,
and then of course Natalie Portman checks and she sees it. Like her cells are like little like rainbow cells. That are
and they're splitting open and stuff like that. So she has the shimmer.
She shimmered up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Voss goes off in her own little path, and then Natalie Portman's like, "Well, I guess I got to finish this." So she finds her way to the lighthouse, and this is where the movie climax
gets crazy.
Gets crazy.
Oh, it does another flashback, and she like immediately breaks it off with her friend, and he's like, "Why are you mad at me?" He's like, "There's no, you know who you're really mad at? You're mad at you." She's like, "No, I'm fucking mad at you too. Put your clothes on and get the fuck out." Like, so it lets you know that she did feel bad about it. He's like, "Do you think he knows?" And she's like, "I think he does."
Yeah, he does. That's why I'm telling you to leave.
So, like I said, it gives you a little bit more context into like where his head was at when he signed up for this suicide mission.
Yep.
She even says it like, "Why the fuck would your husband sign up for the suicide mission?"
Well, everyone has like, because we talked to the team kind of, and everyone has their like downfall. Like the lesbian medic, she is a recovering addict.
Yep.
Yeah, I talked about the girl that was a cutter. The shepherd, she lost a daughter to leukemia. So everyone has like baggage coming into the shimmer, and then we find out Voss has cancer.
Yeah, Ventress has cancer.
Yeah, Ventress.
Yeah.
I don't want to call her Voss. But
anyway, watching The Boys.
I know, right? So yeah, so everyone has baggage coming into this. I just wanted to get that out of the way before we move on to the climax of this movie. So she finds the lighthouse, and
I thought it was really cool going up to the lighthouse. All the trees were just like crystals, like made of crystals or like diamonds or whatever the fuck they were.
Well, so they were coming out of the sand, and sand is made out of like glass, crystal, whatever. So it's the whole splicing. It's taking trees' DNA, sand, and kind of making a new thing.
Did the I don't understand. Like, if she would have went and jumped in the ocean, did the ocean stop it, or was it like in the ocean too?
Oh, I think it's everything. It's because they even talk about it too. It's part of the everything, like not just DNA, the materials too, like concrete and everything is kind of being like putting in a melting pot and meshing together. So yeah.
She goes into the lighthouse and there's this charred body.
Right.
I put it on. Yeah. Don't disturb, and it still goes off. Anyway,
you're just a very important man.
The kids' school telling me the school tomorrow, which I already knew.
Yeah. Sunday?
Oh, sorry. We usually do this on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
I know. I keep feeling like I have to go to work tomorrow, and I'm like, I have off tomorrow.
I gotta work until fucking Thursday, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Sucks. Anyways.
So yeah, a charred body.
And a video camera. Which, they couldn't get a fucking signal out or anything, but these cameras were like perfectly working.
Well, that's what she said, is the shimmer kind of blocks signal. It like scrambles signal, but
like, there's nothing wrong with the equipment. We just can't it just won't go out.
Yeah.
Because it refracts it or whatever.
It scrambles everything, so we can't like decode it. But the electronics work in the shimmer. That's why the cameras work.
Right. So she plays it, and the charred body is her husband. Big plot twist right here. So the motherfucker that's out there that she thought was her husband, that she was like, all upset about and went in here for, he's laying there as a fucking corpse already.
Right.
And she's like, I guess in like, horror or whatever you could call it, she just does fucking and decides to go into this butthole in the middle of this
Hang
room.
on. Are we going to skip over the fucking grenade that he fucking...
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
So
you kind of get like what happened. Like,
Oh, okay. The way you skipped over it, like it wasn't
my
a big
bad.
deal.
Yeah, sorry, folks. Yeah, this dude takes a fucking flare grenade to the dome.
And then there's a second one that looks into the camera, a second one of
And
him, a
that's
doppelganger.
Yeah, he's got like his hair slicked back, and that's like the guy that she saw.
Yeah, right. So, and then she goes into the butthole.
And then she goes into the butthole.
And that's where she finds Voss. And God damn it, Ventress.
That's too good.
She finds Ventress, and Ventress
Was
is
Homelander
like,
there?
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyways,
Have you noticed how much DeSantis looks like Homelander?
like, you talking about the governor?
Yeah,
I'll see it.
it's there. You should look at it again and be like, that motherfucker looks like Homelander. They smile exactly
Maybe
the
if
same.
he was blonde, like it would help.
Well, he's like a chubbier, like a little bit chubbier Homelander, but
Well, that other guy's chiseled.
yeah. Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
saying.
Nobody's that chiseled except Homelander.
And you know, I don't think that guy's that young either. The one that plays him.
I don't think so. He can't be because he's
I
very
think he's
like
40-ish.
He's got to be like
Yeah.
45.
Think he's that old?
Yeah, he's got a lot of
He
wrinkles.
played Banshee for like 5 years.
Banshee.
Yeah, it came on Cinemax. Pretty good show. He was like I think he was a sheriff, but he was like a convict before that. So like he's like trying to get his life together.
I was wondering if he did anything else besides
Oh yeah, he's been in a couple things.
Yeah. Because he's not going to be able to get away from Homelander after this. He's going to be known as Homelander from now on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's done enough shit before that he's probably like, fuck, I needed this.
Yeah, that's true. That's what everyone works towards, that one hit, that one paycheck.
And it's really kind of made me wonder because like the direction the boys is taking, like they've turned the fucking superhero like formula on its fucking neck because it still has everything that you love about a Marvel movie, but it's got the X-rated version.
Yeah, that's what I want out of a superhero movie.
Well, I mean, I get it, but like there ain't no kids' money there to be made.
Nah,
And
not
there
really.
There ain't enough 40-year-old men that care about this shit to.
I don't know. They can keep taking my money because it's a great show. But
Oh
anyway.
yeah, they're gonna keep making seasons.
Yeah. So
I hope so.
Ventress.
Yes, she is. She's absorbed it or whatever, and
Or it has absorbed her.
right. And
So
she's speaking-
I'm thinking what it did is it just broke her into all her particles. Because like everyone says, like we're made out of stardust. So it takes all of that and just kind of explodes it. Every little piece of her is now just a particle. And I just thought it was a really beautiful thing because as humans, we are very like narcissistic to think we're so like important, and we're really not. We're little parts, little specks in this universe, and we need to realize we're just a part of this thing. And I thought it was a really beautiful moment to watch her explode in all these little particles and just become one with,
yeah,
the universe.
yeah, until it turns into like a sphere hole type of deal.
Can we talk about the music?
The EDM, bro, really.
Oh my God, that shit went so hard.
I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it was a fire ass beat, but I'm like, this definitely just took a lot of the seriousness out for her. Like, I'm telling you, the only thing that would have made this scene better is if she looks into the fucking abyss and she just starts. And I know y'all can't see me, but she's fist bumping and she's fucking feeling it. Because that's what she looked like to me. She looked like she was on them fucking Greshers, that ecstasy, son.
Yeah.
Them triple stackers, dude. She looked like she was just fucking vibing, dude. She was blowing up hard, teeth clenched like a son of a bitch. Yeah, threw me off for a minute, not gonna lie. But I kind of laughed. I was just like, are they fucking serious? And you could see
her
she's
eyes,
like looking into it, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's when it like changed her, like all the way. Because I felt like this was the Shimmer at its like purest or like strongest form or whatever. And it pushes out like a human shaped thing, but it's not really a human yet. It's like a molded clay, I would say, almost.
Right.
Obviously not clay.
Well, it's kind of like replicating her, like a silhouette of her, a 3D silhouette
of a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she fucking lights it up with the gun again, but this time that shit ain't gonna work. sprouts these like crazy like little.
Well, I think that's the bullets going through it.
Yeah, and they get stuck.
Yeah, and it realizing it's pure energy.
Yeah, it's just absorbed it
Mm-hmm.
to whatever shape it took or whatever.
Yeah, and she's trying. This is the important part that I didn't like pick up on like the first couple of times I watched this. But she runs to the door and it like pushes itself against her. And how I was talking earlier about the intertwined DNA and cells and everything. I think this is the moment whenever it cloned her, but it also put a piece of itself in her. You know, we'll get to that at the end of the movie. But this is the moment where they came together and they traded, cells. And yeah, so she falls on the ground, it falls on the ground, and it's like mimicking her. But what I noticed is they didn't perfectly mirror her movement. They kind of like...
So it was still learning.
It lagged behind. Yeah, it was learning. It was lagging behind. It was like copying her.
Yeah, because it was getting ready to replace her. if it could have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she gets the brilliant idea from watching the video of her husband, because there's a couple of these grenades just left over. She puts it in the hand and it takes it from her because it doesn't know any different. It doesn't know any better. It's a brand new entity. And she pulls the pin and fucking dipskis right out the door. Blows the hands up, and it's like a slow spreading fire.
Right. And I think this is probably my third time watching this. This moment was so sad to me this time around.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I understand what the movie means to me now. And it was so sad because this alien I didn't feel was harmful at all. It was not doing anything hostile. People were coming in to hit Shimmer and being hostile. And they were getting killed by things because they didn't understand what was going on. So this alien is trying to learn. It's trying to mimic her. It's trying to like understand what humans are. And she gives her this bomb that sets it on fire. And it just made me so sad. It's like, I don't know. It was just really a sad moment to me because this time around I realized the alien was not hostile at all. It was just trying to understand what we were and what we were doing. And to see it.
It is a good good explanation of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it sets it on fire and then it's spreading this fire throughout its like little ship or
it's like
whatever
all
it
these
is.
People want to do is kill me, so let me go ahead and do them a favor.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just...
Plus, I think it's like complete goal was already accomplished. So it's like we can let the Shimmer go for now because the whole world's going to be a Shimmer.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
I think that's what it was leading to, yeah.
Mm.
Like, if we would have got another scene, I think it would have been like the entire world was like already...
Do you think it's a bad thing, though? Do you think the Shimmer is a bad thing?
Watching it just once, going through, yeah, I would be like, I would never have went in that fucking thing.
Well...
We would have nuked the shit out of that thing because this is America.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. So you know how people take mushrooms and they say things like, I just felt one with the universe. I felt like that's kind of what the Shimmer was doing, is it was taking all these things that we're so familiar with and, you know, we're separated from them. But the Shimmer is gluing everything together. Just you're being one with your surroundings. And I thought it was like a beautiful thing that like this shark or this alligator had shark's teeth and, you know, the deer with
there was
the
some
flowers
amazing stuff to look at. I mean, the flowers, bro. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying is like there was so much beautiful stuff that the Shimmer was creating.
Tessa Thompson's character even says, she's like, it looks like there's going to be a wedding here. Because like all the flowers had grown over everything. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I get it, but like the fact that it kept growing anyways, like lets me know that eventually it was going to engulf everybody.
Yeah, it would have taken everything on the earth and kind of like
us included.
Made something new. Yeah, it wouldn't have destroyed us. It would have just integrated us into our surroundings.
Yeah, it definitely killed those fucking people.
I mean, yeah, the alligator killed somebody, but I'm talking about like those people becoming flowers. Like, it didn't kill them. It just made them one with nature.
But they're not fucking alive. They weren't talking flower people.
They could have been alive in their own way.
Yeah, it looked boring as shit. They're just standing in one thing like a fucking plant.
I don't know. You can't know if they're happy or not.
I'm just saying there was beautiful things, but at the same time, the alien had to go. But she tried to Rambo that thing on her own.
Right. So she kills the alien dies. She runs back to Oscar Isaac Kane. I mean,
he's like, as soon as you came out, he suddenly makes a complete turnaround. Hell, now he's cognate. You know, he's like what do they call it? He's lucid.
Yeah.
So
they meet up
and they hug and they just know.
Well, they have the shimmer eyes in their eyes. And that's what tells me, like, the shimmer is a part of them now.
And they're going to spread that shit everywhere. And that's why I said, I think that's why it was called Annihilation. Because it was our annihilation.
Well, that's what we perceived it as. And I don't know. I have a different thing on this movie now that I watched it. So I was talking about the cancer before and talking about So my interpretation of this movie is that in our life, things are going to happen to you and they can either destroy you or you're going to move past them. And if you move past it, you're going to come out the other side as a different person. It's going to completely change your life. For an example, in my early 20s, I lost my job during the recession. And after a couple of months, I was sleeping on a friend's couch. Like, I remember laying there one day and I was like, if I don't get my shit together, I'm going to end up homeless. So I got my shit together and that's when I met my wife and that's when we built this beautiful life together. I'm a different person than I was before I lost my job. And that's what I feel like the movie is trying to say. Like they went into this shimmer as Natalie Portman went into this shimmer as one person and she came out a different person. You know?
Yeah.
That's just my interpretation of the movie. That's what I got from it this time around. And
I like the way you explained it before.
What's that?
Like this alien, like you said, it crashed into our planet. Was it by accident? Whatever, we don't know. But like you said, it wanted to learn. Yeah. But it doesn't know how to communicate with us. So it did its thing. Yeah. It was like showing us, right? Right. And they didn't respect it at all. They didn't reciprocate to it. We put fucking borders and walls and fucking helicopters and satellites and shit all around it, but we wouldn't fucking go try. Yeah, we wouldn't try to understand it. Right. Well, they were, but they weren't telling it, or making it known. She's like, I've been studying this fucking thing ever since I got here. Right. And that's the thing. Like, people are scared of things that they don't understand. And they kept evacuating shit so it would like grow bigger. Maybe it was trying to get closer to us. Yeah. To let us, in or whatever. Right. Like I said, whether it didn't mean to do what it did, or maybe it did mean to, or maybe it was like, look, I'm trying to evolve you fuckers. Like, I'm going to show you the next level. Yeah. We used to be beings like you, but now we've moved on, or whatever the case may be. Right. I didn't really overthink it I'm not saying overthink it, but I didn't think all the way into it like you did. Well, like I said, this is the third time I've watched it. But that makes a lot more sense now. So this time I sat down and tried to think about what all this means, and those are the conclusions I came to. So right. Yeah, so what was your initial interpretation? Not interpretation, but how did you feel about the movie when you watched it? Like when you turned it off, you're like, well, that was a thing. It was just I was just like, it's just another sci-fi, thriller. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like I felt like I had seen that movie before. I just felt like it was kind of like the same kind of idea, but little things different. Like I felt like I kept getting this movie and Arrival confused because that's the same thing. Like this fucking egg shows up out of space. I didn't know you seen Arrival. I didn't. I'm saying I felt like I've seen Arrival and I haven't because I watched this. That's what I'm saying. They are very similar. Yeah, this fucking egg shows up from outer space and they send Amy Adams to save the fucking world instead of Natalie Portman. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I get what you're saying. So I don't feel like I saw the movie, but I feel like I seen the movie. Yeah. So at first thought of it, I didn't. I was just like, okay, not bad. Like a lot of cool things. And I love her and I think she was great in it. Thought all the girls did a great job in this movie. Oscar Isaac, I felt like kind of got robbed. He wasn't doing much. Yeah, but he had a cool scene or two. Doppelganger, right? So He's a plot piece. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's a favorite or anything like that, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
But
Yeah,
like today, like watching it, or when I watched it yesterday, I thought about it today while I was at work, and I was like, oh, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. So I got a better grade for it than I did originally when I turned it
That's
off.
why I like watching it a day or two before we do this instead of like watching it and hopping on the podcast. Because when you let it, some movies like settle, like Gambler. If I would have came in here right after I watched it, I'd be like, I hate that fucking movie. But I let it sit for like a day or two, and I'm like, I think I love that movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I watched it last night after I dropped my kids off, and like I said, I finished it about 10, and I was like, huh. Like I said, I was like, not bad, not great, but I mean, I was like, it's good.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this movie's very divided. There's people that love it, and there's people that like, I don't get it. You know.
Like I said, it's not for everybody.
Nah.
It's kind of like that. Another one that it reminded me of was fucking that one with Nick Cage, Color Out of Space.
Oh yeah.
That reminded me a lot of that movie.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
It felt like the same dude that did the puppets or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The creatures.
Right.
In that movie, I felt like did the one in this because that bear was fucking nightmare fuel.
It was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
I wouldn't even want that thing on a fucking shirt because that's how scary it was. When I saw it come around the corner and it was like,
screaming
like,
hell.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How do they all not shit their pants right then and there? Like, I don't care if I'm tied down to a chair or not. I'm fucking out of there, dude.
Right.
She's like dragging this fucking chick on the floor, throwing her across the fucking room like she's nothing.
Yeah, and then bites her fucking neck and then her bottom jaw off.
I thought she pawed it off.
Yeah. It probably did. Fuck, I don't know.
That's what it was. It just fucking one swipe. Gonzo.
So what do you rate it?
Like I said, last night when I turned it off, it was a 6.8.
Mm-hmm.
But today, after more thorough, and after talking about this, and I really liked your synopsis on the whole thing in general.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be happy to know I moved the score up to a 7.5.
Nice.
It's 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a soft recommend.
Soft recommend.
If you like spacey shit that's not a normal like run of the mill sci-fi movie or whatever, it's a different kind of alien movie, as I'll say.
Mm-hmm. It's very imaginative.
I haven't seen Nope, but I feel like it's kind of like that.
Nah, it's not like Nope at all.
Oh, that's good. Because that movie looks shitty.
I mean,
Nope did.
I have my opinions on Nope. And I think it's an overrated, bloated. Yeah. But anyway, this, however, is a highly recommended.
Right.
Like, I love this movie. And after watching it this past time, I love it even more. Like,
yeah, if you're a Natalie Portman fan, it's great because she kills it in this. And I feel like it had been a minute since she had a big time movie, or like a movie that she was like the main.
I feel like
character.
she's always doing a lot. She's always doing something.
Yeah. She had done Black Swan a couple years before this.
That was her like big, and I'm glad too because Darren Aronofsky, he needed that win. Yeah.
Did he though?
Yeah.
Should have made Batman.
I would love to see him in Batman.
Not with the shit he was talking about. No, I don't want to see Marlon Wayans and fucking Bill Murray play Batman.
But yeah, I love this movie. I highly recommend it. Did it give you an idea of what you wanted to do next?
I have no fucking clue where to go off of this. We're gonna give you Men in Black 3.
You don't have to go off my movies.
I'm giving you an alien because you do it to me. I'm gonna go where you want to go alien, man. We're gonna go alien now.
Are you being serious right now?
No,
oh, okay. I was like, I do not want to watch Men in Black 3. I will shut this podcast down.
I don't even want to watch Men in Black 3.
This will be our last episode.
I had a couple that I was playing with back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to do Four Brothers.
Brother, We're Out Thou?
Four Brothers.
Oh, those are different movies? Yeah, Four Brothers. Yeah, with Marky Mark.
It's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And Tyrese, Andre 3000, and whatever the kid from Friday Night Lights' name is.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen this movie?
No.
Oh. Bruh.
I've never seen Four
Bruh,
Brothers.
come on, bruh.
You always talk about it, and I never had the heart to be like, I've never seen it.
You know why? Because I looked at you like this right now. I'm looking at you right now, Gregory. Holy shit. I can't wait. Dude, next week's going to be a fucking banger. A fucking banger. That's awesome. Yes, I can't wait, dude. Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's on my to watch list. Finally,
This is
can
like
knock it off.
awesome. It's like a great family, like, action movie, man.
I've heard great things. I just never got around to watch. That's what I told you.
This
like,
one needs a sequel. I'm going to say it now before we even record it. That one needs a sequel for sure.
I thought we were gonna do vampires.
Oh, that's October, isn't it? Damn, I did
This is
say
October
that.
1st.
Fuck. Oh man.
Nah.
All right, fuck it. November we'll do Four Brothers.
No, we could do Four Brothers now. We could do leave it to the last 2 episodes of October. We'll do vampire movies.
All right, Tim. As long as we do one the week of my birthday.
Okay.
I want to do a vampire movie that week.
All right.
All right, yeah, Four Brothers, dude. I can't wait. That's gonna be great.
Because you're pretty excited about it.
I was super excited.
I don't want to make you wait.
I mean, not that I don't want to do the vampires, but this got me hyped.
Yeah.
It got me hyped.
You're
bro.
pretty excited, especially knowing I haven't seen it.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, but if not, let me know. I got the DVD. I'll bring it over.
I'll rent it. You had to rent this one because fucking Amazon decided to take its time with getting my movie to me.
Did you get it though?
Yeah, I got it.
Before the storm? The guy shows up hanging onto your door. I brought your movie.
Right.
Mr. Bezos won't let us take the day off. Sorry, I'm talking so much. He just flies away.
Throws a movie in before he gets blown away.
That's your Amazon commercial right there, boy.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Mm-hmm.
We could be marketing people, man.
We could.
We really could, bro.
If only we could market our own shit.
Dude, if y'all need somebody for a commercial, holler at us. We're the Scorseses of fucking commercials.
Yeah, even though we haven't made one.
We've written 37 that we've never made. But it doesn't matter what you're selling, we can fucking make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save money, so I don't have any movies to show. Like, I bought Annihilation, but we just watched it, so.
Well, I've been at work forever, so
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to buy shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you are blown out because of the hurricane.
Well, I bought the Ninja Turtle sewer, so I'm still riding high off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I haven't had a chance to make any moves since then.
Oh, I see.
That'll change this weekend coming up because I'm off. So,
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
Nah, man, just I can't wait for Four Brothers next week. It's gonna be a good one.
Well, until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.